Johnny, so do you expect the floodgates to open here as far as companies mandating vaccines?
No question. In fact, we saw it starting at, when a couple of months ago, employees, not employers, but employees started putting pressure on their employers to provide them as safe of a workplace as they could. And so this will absolutely only, drive it home that we're going to start seeing some significant mandates.
Lawrence, what's important from a legal perspective for these companies to know as they do this about exemptions and refusals and any other issues that might come up?
Yeah, well, first of all, you have to say that it is entirely lawful. In fact, it was already lawful under emergency use authorization, according to the Department of Justice and the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and the courts have upheld them as well. But now there's a cushion of legal comfort with the full licensure of the Pfizer vaccine. What they do have to do, companies, though, is to give narrow but legitimate and reasonable exemptions for religious objections, and also, of course, for medical reasons. But they can be narrow, tailored, and rigorous.
So if somebody comes in and says, I don't want the vaccine, then the company should do what? Lawrence, fire them?
Well, the company has really two choices. They can either fire them, which many are doing, or they can have an alternative way to be safe. So, for example, it might be constant and universal masking, plus once or twice weekly testing. Now, the vast, vast majority of employees will not want to be masking constantly while others are not. They will not want to be testing twice a week. So it's a powerful behavioral nudge to get them vaccinated. But one thing is clear, a person does not have a right to go unmasked and unvaccinated in a crowded workspace and expose others to a potentially dangerous disease.
And hey, Johnny, I'm wondering. Mm-hmm. Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to add, in addition to what Lawrence says, more and more employers are also adding a premium, if you will, on insurance premiums for your health and welfare benefits. For years, employers have said, if you smoke, we're going to charge you an extra $50 per pay period, or $100 a pay period. And increasingly, in addition to the masking requirements and also requiring people be tested, many employers are saying we're also going to increase the cost of your health care insurance.
Oh, that's interesting. And not to mention the incentives. I see Pioneer offering up to $1,000 incentives to get vaccinated among employees. Johnny, I'm wondering, though, it's not easy to fire anyone, even in a normal world. And I just wonder, practically speaking, what are HR departments going to do about building paper trails and bracing for any kind of wave of wrongful dismissal suits?
Well, there are two things. One, it's not easy because we're also in the middle of a war for talent. And everyone is talking about the Great Resignation. Employers are really strapped for talent. 10.1 million open jobs in this country right now. So even if there weren't the threat of, COVID or Delta or Lambda, we're struggling to find talent to keep our businesses going. But the other reason it's not easy is the one that you allude to, which is the legal environment. And absolutely, employers have to be, especially given the concerns. People are suing left and right. And Lawrence is right. The courts have generally been supportive, including and up to the Supreme Court. When the Indiana University challenge came through, they've been supporting it. But you've got to make sure that these are not totally arbitrary and that they're not other pretextual reasons. For example, that underlying it, it's not about race, that you're not treating your black and white employees who both refuse to take the test differently or are based on gender, national origin. So papering it is what HR professionals are absolutely focused on right now so that we're not subject to other grounds for legal challenge.